Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Sylvia. How are you?
I am fine. Thanks for asking. What about you?
Good. A little bit sick of my throat, but good.
Good afternoon, teacher.
Good
Sorry.
You
afternoon.
have to drink honey with
Yeah,
lemon.
I have to. I have to because it really works. Good. We also have Amanda. Good afternoon. Leslie, Ivania, Gabriela, Petronila that is entering right now. Hugo.
Good afternoon, teacher.
Good
Good
afternoon,
afternoon,
teacher.
teacher.
Good afternoon.
So good afternoon. I hope you all are doing well. Well, some of you received exams yesterday. Some of you are going to receive them today. I guess Sylvia will be the last one. I sent it to Leslie yesterday, if I don't make a mistake. Amanda, I think. Ivania.
It's because I did a meme about you.
No. The thing is that what I'm telling you, sometimes I just get the messages from WhatsApp. But for example, Amanda sent me a message yesterday, no, the day before yesterday, that she had a problem with internet or power, I guess, in her house. So she had to go to her brother's house, I guess, if I don't make a mistake, to receive the class. So she traveled by bus and she was texting me. So when I entered to WhatsApp on my computer, that was the first message that I had. So I clicked on it, I downloaded the file, and I checked it. So it was because of that. But sometimes it is the opposite because I start with the first person who sent me the exam. And if you send me a message, probably you will be the last one because you will be the first one to appear. So I don't have like a specific order. Yesterday, I think that it was an exception, but I usually start with the first person who sends the exam. Like that. But yeah, you will receive them either today or maximum tomorrow. Yes. And I also asked you to keep writing your diary. So I hope you did it because you will use it today again. So this is going to be a practice that you will have every single day because I really, really need that we finish. Well, today we finished simple past. So this is just like a review because you already know it. So, but I need that you really, really, really use it correctly. And the reason is because you're going to pass to another level that is like pre-intermediate, let's say. Yes, it's before intermediate. So you need to you need to be like in that level and you need to use all tenses correctly to express your ideas about the present, about the past and the future without any problem. So that has to be the objective when you finish this level, that you can speak about present, past and future as you prefer, but doing it correctly. If you want to talk about your life in the past, you can do it. If you want to talk about your life in the present, no problem. If you want to do it in the future, the same. I've been working, I've been working and asking some of you to help your classmates, the ones that are still having difficulties, so to practice with them. If I'm not wrong, I guess Amanda helped Ivania sometime when she was having problems. They were working together and like that, so Ivania improved. And then I also asked her to watch all videos that we had about the first level when Ivania was in last level. When she did it, she watched all videos. She started taking notes and like that. I know that Marlene is doing it too. And that's another option. You can call your friends or your classmates that you have over here and practice every single day. Yes, so that should be one of your objectives too. We are missing only 1 week, so we need to know that by the end of this level, you have to speak correctly in those three tenses in the past, present, and future. Yes, so now let's start with the topic that we have for today. So I'm going to share the screen and I'll share it right now. Just give me a second that two people want to enter. Here we go. Okay, so this is what we got for today. This is for you to keep practicing simple past and remember that the past tense or simple past is when we talk about actions that happen or actions that occur in the past. And for this lesson, we will talk about what? Simple past questions. So we have been practicing sentences, we have been practicing negative sentences and questions. But today will be only about questions. But I will also use some sentences because from those sentences I'm going to ask you some questions. So Elena, can you read the objective, please?
Objective. For this lesson, you will 1. Practice the structure for simple past questions. Practice the past tense of verb form and practice your reading skills.
Writing, writing skills.
Writing skills.
Exactly. So let's start with the first part. We will see how to ask questions in the simple past. So I checked today, I guess it was Emerson who sent a video about a guy explaining how to use simple past, how to ask in simple past. So that's good, and that's why I said, oh, that's something that you're going to use today, or it's going to help you for today's class. And the reason is because we are going to see how to ask questions in simple past. Now, first, you need to remember what we were saying at the beginning. You need to remember that when you talk about simple past, you are talking about actions that finished in the past. You are not talking about actions that were in progress. No, you are just talking about an action that started and that the action that finished. Yes? So, how do you create simple past questions? So, this is easy. You use did, then the subject, then the verb, and then the complement. So, did you work on Saturday? Would be an example. This is just a review. Yes, I did. No, I didn't. So, that's a way that you do it. Now, just to try to remember, let's see, Caleb, do you remember what happens when you give short answer?
Mm, you have to get more information
Perfectly.
or
Or
anything. Not that's all.
okay. Yes, you're
Or
right.
you don't want to talk with this person.
Exactly. If you are giving a short answer, you need to give extra information to continue with the conversation. Because if you don't do it, it will sound like if you don't want to continue talking with the person you are. Yes? So it's better to be, in other words, let's say like friendly, and we add more information after our short answer. Yes, I did. And then maybe you can say what time you did it. Maybe you can say if you worked all day long or if you worked only for 4 hours. If you say that you didn't do it, so you can say what you did. Yes, and like that. Then this is the way that you ask questions. How do you do it? First, you write the auxiliary, did. The questions in the past are similar to questions in the present. You always use an auxiliary, and that auxiliary is going to be did in the past. In the present is do and does. If you remember, do and does in the present, but in the past you only use did. Then you use a subject. The subject can be I, he, she, it, we, you, they, or you can use a name like Mario, Marlene, Alejandra, Ivania, like that. Then you use the verb. The verb has to be in the present, in the base form. Why not in the past? Because the auxiliary is already in the past. Did is in the past, do is in the present. And then the rest of information or the complement. So in that case, question number one, Alejandra, can you read it?
Did Max play football?
Good. And the answer?
Yes, he did.
Or?
Or no, he didn't.
Perfect. Yes, he did, or no, he didn't. Good. Next one, Mario Castro. Second question.
Did you watch the film yesterday?
And the answers?
Yes, I did. No, I didn't.
Perfect. Yes, I did, or no, I didn't. Short answers. Obviously, you can add extra information. So if you analyze, it is the same structure for all the subjects, for I, for he, for she, for it, for we, for you, and for they. You have exactly the same structure. So you don't need to change it. You don't need to add another verb. It's only the verb in the present, in the base form, in other words. Now, sometimes we have questions that are not like yes or no questions. They are called open questions or WH questions. And you know that those questions are using the words like when, what, who, why, and all those WH words that you can use to get specific information. For example, Ale Castro, can you read the question and the answers?
What did you do last weekend? I watched TV with my family, or I studied all Saturday afternoon.
Good. So the question, what do you do? Do is the present because the auxiliary is in the past. And the only thing that you do when you ask a WH question is to add the WH word at the beginning before the auxiliary, and that's it. What do you do? If you want to say where did you go? Where did you study? Where did you play? Yes. If you want to say why did you play, why did you work, why did you study, why did you travel, why did you eat, why did you drink, and like that. If you want to ask how did you go, how do you know, how do you learn, yes. So that WH word has to be always at the beginning: what, where, when, how, who, which, and like that. And something typical is that in the answer you never have yes or no. Why not? Because this is specific information. They want to know, they want to know what? They want to know where. They want to know who, why, and the rest. They don't need a yes or no answer. Because if I ask you, where did you go yesterday? And you tell me yes. So why do you tell me yes? I'm just asking you where. Yes. So you don't have to say yes or no. This is the way that you ask questions using did. Now, did is for most of the verbs in English, you have to use did, except for one verb that you know that is the verb be. The verb be in the past is was and were. And we were saying last time that when you have was and were, you don't have any other action. Because if you have another action, you have to write ing to make or to explain that the action was in progress and it was interrupted by another action. So with the verb be, don't use another verb. You can never say I was play or I was eat or I was go. No, never. Why? Because the verb be is like a superhero. The verb be doesn't need an auxiliary. The verb be doesn't need a verb to express something that happened and finished in the past. Yes? And the verb be is only expressing state. Yes? Location. That is state, location. Expressing how you feel. sick, tired, relaxed, and like that. Physical appearance, she was tall last year, now she is very tall. She was short last year, now she is medium height, yes, and like that. Or when you see people, like for example, some of them before quarantine they were thin and now they are a little heavy. So you say, you were so thin when you were in classes in university, and now you are strong, or now you are a little heavy. And it was because maybe that person ate a lot during that year. So you were thin, you were slim. That was in the past only. There is not an action. You are only describing how the person was. Easy and simple. Yes. And the last one is when you talk about nationalities and professions. So if you talk about nationalities, you know that maybe a person who moved to another country because he or she hated this country. So now that they are living in another country, they say, "Oh, many years ago I was Salvadorian, but I didn't like that country much. So I came to the US and now I'm American." That's what they say. Yes, in the past I was Salvadorian. So describing nationality. And the other one that I was saying profession. So you can say in the past I was a baker and now I'm an architect. Yeah, something like that. Or maybe you say in the past I'm gonna enter again, teacher. Okay, Elena. In the past I was a student and now I'm a lawyer. Or in the past I was a carpenter and now I'm a veterinarian. So you're just describing the profession that you had. Yes? And that's the only way to use the verb be. With the verb be, you don't say did, you don't say didn't, you don't say anything, only the verb. Yes? And that's a way that you ask questions. Now, I'm going to project the second presentation, and on this presentation you're going to see uh, how to use the simple past to describe situations or events that happened to you in the past. They can also be related to your experiences. So one of your experiences is probably when you had a nice vacation. Yes, probably when you went to another country. That could be an experience too. Probably one day that you had, I don't know, your first girlfriend or boyfriend, and you remember that day, so you will use simple past. So just to check if you still remember a little bit about pronunciation, I will share the screen and you will read this for me. So let's start with Maria Argueta. So it says, what did you do yesterday, Maria Argueta? Give me your own answer. What did you do yesterday?
Oh, I went to the gym in the afternoon, and later I went with my friends to drink a coffee, and later I came back to home and I watched series. That's
Perfect.
that's it.
Perfect. I watched a series. Good. Now let's see what we got over here. We have a little girl over there, and she has three activities on her left, or you can see it on the right. And one of those activities is what she did yesterday. So I'm gonna ask Ivania, what did she do yesterday?
I went shopping.
Look at the. Can you see the picture, Ivania?
Ah,
sorry. I went fishing.
I went fishing. Perfect. Now, if I ask you about her, Ivania, what did she do yesterday?
She went fishing
She went fishing. Perfect. And you were saying, and why do you have went in fishing? Well, because these are activities, and those activities are together. Go camping, go shopping, go bowling, go fishing, go swimming. If you remember, last time we were talking about some activities or some sports that they usually have go and the ing, but they are like that. It's not that you will write all things with ing after go. Never. This is just related to sports, to activities. Yes, in this case, go camping is already one word. I go camping once a year. Yes, I go shopping once a month. I go fishing once in a blue moon. So you are just describing an activity, not two activities, not go and then fish, no, or go and then shop. Mm-mm. You're just describing one activity. Yes, like the action of fishing. Number two, Priscilla, what did he do yesterday?
he wrote a letter.
Perfect.
Oh,
He,
I really
if it is you, I wrote a letter. If I ask you
yes.
about him, he wrote a letter. Good. But as you can see, he read a book, not a letter. Why not?
Because the book have a letter and you need to read that, I think.
Okay, good. Yes, he didn't write. He didn't write, but he read. He read a book. Yes, he read a book. Next one. Mario, what did you, or in that case, that girl, what did she do?
She washed the dishes, she cleaned the flat, and she baked a cake.
But you have to tell me one activity that she did yesterday.
Oh. She baked a cake.
Perfect, good pronunciation. She baked a cake. She baked a cake. Good. Next one. Ale Castro. What did she do yesterday?
She played computer games.
Good pronunciation. I played, or in that case, she played computer games. Good. Next one. Tommy. What did they do yesterday? In the example says we because it's they, but you're not included in the picture, so you can say they.
They brushed our teeth.
It's not our teeth because if you say our teeth, you are included.
Oh, they brushed their teeth.
Perfect. They brushed their teeth. They brushed their teeth. If I am included, we brushed our teeth. If I'm not included, they brushed their teeth. Good. Next one. Let's see. Elena, what did she do?
I ate an ice cream.
And if it is she, what did she do?
She eat an ice cream.
Repeat it.
She eats an ice cream.
I'm asking you, what did she do? No, what does she do?
Ah, in negative.
No.
I
What did
can.
you are telling me she eats, and it is not she eats. She eats is not in the options even.
She she ate an
Ah,
ice cream.
she
It,
ate an ice.
okay. Okay.
Yes, but when you say I ate an ice cream, but when I ask you what did she do, you said she eats an ice cream, and it is she ate an ice cream. Good, she ate an ice cream, and that was the answer. Next one, Amanda, what did she do? Or what did they do? Sorry, Amanda.
They work. They worked in the garden.
Good,
They worked garden.
good. Thank you, Amanda. They worked in the garden. They worked in the garden. So, if you are included, you will say we worked in the garden. Next one, Leslie. What did she do?
She walked the dog.
She walked or she walked?
She walked the dog.
She walked.
Walked.
She walked the dog. She walked the dog. She walked the dog. Next one.
She walked the dog.
Perfect. Next one, Ariel. What did he do? Ariel? Ariel. Or he isn't there. Well, Natalia, what did he do?
He wrote the letter.
He wrote a letter. Good. So he wrote a letter. Now, next one. Hugo, what did he do?
He went to bed.
Look at the picture.
Oh, excuse me. He had a shower.
Yes, he had a shower. You can see the shower
Uh,
over his head. So he had a shower or he took a shower.
I think the is
The person was sleeping.
the bed.
Or not, it
Yes.
looks like a bed too. You're right. Next one, Petronila. Oops. What did she do?
She went swimming.
She went swimming. Good. Next one, Gabriela. What did she do?
She made a pizza.
She made a pizza. Good. Next one, Xiomara. What did he do?
I bought a ticket, or he bought a ticket.
He bought. He bought. He bought a ticket. Bought a ticket.
Bought, bought.
Good. Next one. Petronila. What did he do?
He went to bed at 7 o'clock.
Perfect. And this is just a little bit to try to understand how you describe activities that people do. Yes. So that's what you usually do. You can ask questions, as you know, using did. That was at the beginning of the class. You can also describe what you did, saying the verbs in the past. If you didn't do it, easy, only say didn't. but the verb needs to be in the present. So I didn't go, I didn't play, I didn't study, and like that. You also need to remember that if you say something like a short answer, you have to give extra information. And this is always, you always need to give extra information. And the reason is because you need to be friendly. So if you only say, yes, I did, or no, I didn't, you are not friendly. You need to be friendly. Yes? So I don't know if you have any questions about it. Questions? No? This is just a review because you're going to use it. I'm telling you. Questions? No. Okay. So let's get started. So today we are going to finish the unit number 5, and here we are going to talk about our times when we were teenagers. So this is called, I'm going to enter again, I'm going to come back in a while. Okay, Sylvia. So this is called teenage years. Teenage years. So my question is, let's see, Leslie, what comes to your mind when you hear that a person is a teenager? What's a teenager for you? Try to imagine a teenager. When you hear the word teen or teenager, what do you think it is?
Mi adolescente.
Ah, okay. So that is correct. When you say a teenager or simply teen, you can say teen or teenager, is a person who is 13 years old, 14, 15, 16, 17 years old. They are teenagers. Yes? The most difficult age for people is when they are teenagers because they are like changing quickly, and they don't care about what other people think, so they only say things. So this is about teenage years, and here we have a couple of questions. An interview with Joy Judson, and Joy graduated from the University of Manchester in England with a degree in genetics. So someone is interviewing him, and that person had 10 questions to ask him. So I'm going to say people who will read questions, and I'm going to say who will give the information. Let's see. Leslie, you will give information in number 1, and Gabriela, you will give information in number 2. Petronila, information in number 3. Hugo, information in number 4. uh, Ivania, information in number 5. Amanda, information number 6, right? Information number 6. Alejandra, information number 7. Tommy, information number 8. Emerson, information number 9. And Marlene, information number 10. Now, Caleb, you read the question number 1, Carla, question number 2, Ale, question number 3, Sylvia, question number 4, Priscilla, number 5, Elena, number 6, question number 6, Elena, Maria Argueta, number 7, Mario Castro, number 8, Natalia, number 9, and Eric, number 10. So you ask and your classmate has to give the answer. So let's start. Number one,
Okay, where were you born? Did you spend your teens there?
I was born in a small town near Manchester. I spent my teens there until I went to university when I was 18.
What's one thing you remember about school?
I had a lot of fun with all my friends, playing soccer and pool. We used to try and sneak out, out of school during breaks to go to the sweet shop around the corner.
What what were your best subjects in school and your worst?
My best subject was science, especially biology, and that's what I ended up doing for my degree. My worst subject was algebra. I was never very good at it.
Here I have to answer or to ask.
you ask.
Okay. How do you spend your free time?
I spend a lot of time playing sports, soccer, cricket, and handball. I also did a lot of music. I played trumpet in the school orchestra. I sang in the church. I sang in the church as well.
What fashions and trends do you remember from your teen years?
The fashion I remember more was emo fashion because that was something I used to wear. We wore slim fit jeans, black shirt, and like most of my friends, I had long hair.
Number 6. What was the most difficult thing about being a teenager?
Being stuck between being a kid and being an adult. So trying to balance the two. I think most teens feel that way.
Continue, Amanda. Continue, Amanda.
Sorry. I wanted to be treated like a true adult some of the time. I like a kid at other times. It was frustrating when someone wants to run age.
What's the happiest memory you have from your teenage years?
I played handle for my college team, and my happiest memory was when I was picked to play for England when I was 17. It was such a great feeling when I heard the national anthem and knew I was representing my country.
Who or what influenced you when you were a teenager? What did you learn?
My parents influenced me a lot. Although I only really appreciated when I was older. Some of my best friends influenced to me. They all taught me the value of hard work and of being yourself and enjoying that.
What do you miss about your teen years?
I miss the lack of responsibility. Now I have to worry about so much stuff like work and money. So I miss being behind a teenage teen teen. Help me please, teacher. Teenager. because
Teenager is the first word that we checked
okay,
at the beginning of the
okay.
reading. Teenager.
I miss being a teenager because everything was a lot easier then.
What's one piece of advice you would give to today's teenagers?
Enjoy it. Have a lot of fun. It's a great time. So have a great time.
Perfect. Now, questions about vocabulary in this article. Let's start with the first question. Where were you born? Where were you born? Did you spend your teens here? Remember that in that case, the verb is be born. It's not that the verb is born and you have to use did. Never. You use were because the verb is the verb be born. Always. Yes. So, do you spend your teens there? Do you spend your teens, your years of being a teenager there? And then you have, I was born in a small town near Manchester. I spent my teens there until I went to university when I was 18. Questions about it? No? Yes? No? Maybe?
No. Teacher, teens is the years of the teenagers, the time of teenagers.
Exactly. Though your teens means you're 13, you're 14, you're 15, you're 16, you're 17 years old. Where do you spend them? Mhm.
Thank you.
Another one? No? Okay,
What's
no.
the
Down here.
meaning? What's the meaning, teacher? The words. You can help me.
The meaning of the word?
Uh,
Which
I
word do you say?
um, dresser.
Dredge.
I can see my párrafo. Mi párrafo no lo alcanzo.
We are in paragraph number 1 right now.
Ah, okay. Okay, excuse me.
So, no questions about paragraph number 1?
Down here, teacher.
Which one?
Down here. Down here. In a small
Small
junior.
town
Town.
near pueblo
In a
cercano.
small
Town.
town near Manchester. In a small town. Small town es un pueblo, un pueblito, una pequeña ciudad. Small town. Near Manchester. Cerca. Manchester. Near Manchester.
Thanks,
No
teacher.
more? Okay, number 2.
Teacher, I
Teacher,
Yes, Gabriela?
what is the meaning? Sentence? No, I spent my things there.
I,
What
sp-
is the meaning?
I spent my 13, 14, 15, 16, 17 years old in that place.
Uh,
I
okay,
passed
teacher.
my 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18 years, no, 17, until 17 years old in that place. So I spent my teens there. Leslie?
Okay, teacher. Thanks.
Teacher, I have a question. Why 12 is not like a 13? Because I consider that you are teenager when you turn 12, I think.
No, according to psychology, you are a kid until you're 12 years old. When you are 12, you are still a kid. After 12, you're a teenager. According to psychology, it is like that. That's why when you go to school, you can see that the last grade for kids is uh, sixth grade. And then you start seventh, eighth, and ninth grade for teenagers or adolescents. Adolescents or teenagers. Another one? No? Leslie?
No, teacher, same question from Gabriel.
Okay, good. Now, number two. What's one thing you remember about school? I had a lot of fun with all my friends, playing soccer and pool. We used to try and sneak out of school during breaks to go to the sweet shop around the corner. Questions?
Sneak out is like escape.
Escape. Mhm. Another one?
A sweet shop.
It's a store where you buy candies. Sweet shop or candy shop? Sweet shop is more like British.
Corner.
The corner, when you have two streets and the streets are in the same place, so that is a corner. When you play soccer, you have a corner, so the corner is the border that has like two directions. Another one? No? Okay, now number three. What were your best subjects in school and your worst? Oh, my best subject was science, especially biology, and that's what I ended up doing for my degree. My worst subject was algebra. I was never very good at it. Questions?
And then up is like terminé haciendo.
Exactly. I ended up doing for my degree. For example, yesterday I didn't want to clean my bedroom, and then I started cleaning my bedroom, and I ended up cleaning all my house. So it is like that. Or maybe you say, I am on a diet, but yesterday I wanted to eat a piece of cake. So I started eating cake and I ended up eating pizza. Yes? No more? More questions? Okay,
Teacher,
so
my worst subject.
subject, remember that is mathematics, science, physical education, psychology, literature, history, and all those things. So those are subjects. My best subject, the best, the top, and the worst is the opposite of best. Another one? Okay, so I'm going to ask you. Tell me, what's the meaning of degree? What's the meaning of degree?
Disagree es como estar desacuerdo.
Can you repeat it, Tommy?
Es como estar en desacuerdo.
No, this is degree, no agree.
Oh, agree. I'm sorry. Agree es como, como estar en acuerdo.
No.
Uh, I think that degree is when you study in the university.
Mm-hmm.
Like
Perfect.
the graduate.
And you graduate in any kind of in this. case, he graduated in biology in a
Yes,
specific area.
your
That
degree,
was his profession.
your degree is your career. Yes, your specialization, let's say. Yes, that is your degree. Your major. Yes.
Es como terminar la especialización, porque dice que terminó de hacer el degree, entonces degree sería como eso, como la
Mm,
carrera, digamos.
no, he's saying that his best subject was science when he was a teenager, especially biology. And that's what I ended up doing for my degree. It means that he studied biology.
Ah,
Studied
ok.
biology in the university where he
Mm,
studied.
ok.
So that is degree. Your career, that is a degree. I
Ok,
have a
thank you.
degree in languages. I have a degree in architecture. I have a degree in, I don't know, psychology. I have a degree in economics. I have a degree in, I don't know, social work. So whatever you have as a career, that is your degree.
Teacher,
Mhm.
is there a difference between degree and career?
The thing is that career is mainly like a proper name that you will say the career or the major was uh, biology specialized in this, and this. But if you say my degree was biology, you're just reducing it. You can reduce it. You're just saying that that was your like your specialization. That
So it's
was what
more
you graduate.
specific.
Sorry.
It's like more specific.
When you say career, probably is like more specific, but most of the time you can switch them. You can switch them probably only when you are talking about uh, something related to law. Maybe you can be specific, but in real life, you can say I have a degree in social work, or I have a career in social work, or my career is, and then you mention it, or my major is, and then you mention it. So major, degree, and career are like synonyms. They are synonyms. It's like when you say in Spanish, uh, mi carrera, o mi especialización, or mi área. So they are synonyms. So same thing happens over here.
Teacher, in Spanish es como decir yo soy médico general. Ya me está diciendo la carrera, pero de eso hay ramas, ¿verdad? Hay especializaciones. Podría ser así.
No. What I'm saying is that you mentioned my degree is medicine, for example. My degree is medicine. But you don't say my career is medicine. Probably you say I have a career in medicine. But when you say my degree is medicine, it's possible. It's like when you say mi carrera es medicina. So my career is medicine. Or my degree is medicine. Mi carrera es medicina. Pero generalmente cuando usted dice my degree, es como mi área es medicina. O mi especialización es medicina. No especialización de algo de medicina, se tiró a pediatra. I don't know how to say this, but they are synonyms. They are synonyms. Only when you say, I have a career in, I have a career in, and you mentioned it, I have a career in medicine. I have a career in technology. I have a career in law. My degree is medicine. My degree is law. So at the end, you're describing the same thing. Probably my degree is like shorter than saying I have a career in. So then you can say my degree is medicine. I have a career in medicine. My major is medicine. My degree is medicine. So they are synonyms. As I was saying, mi carrera es, mi área es, mi especialización es. So, same thing. Mi área es la medicina. Mi área son las finanzas. So, like that. Mi carrera es en finanzas. Same thing. They have the same meaning, in other words. Yes? Another one? No? So I'm going to ask. Let me see, Ivania. What's the meaning of I was never very good at it?
Mm, yo no era muy bueno
Mhm.
para, para álgebra, porque
Maybe.
estaba hablando de álgebra.
Yes, they are talking about algebra. So you're saying, in other words, that you were not a good student in algebra. Just like that. Yes? Next one. Number four. How do you spend your free time? I spend a lot of time playing sports, soccer, cricket, and handball. I also did a lot of music. I played trumpet in school, orchestra. I sang in the choir as well. So, questions about it?
Cricket.
It's a sport. Cricket is sport. Like if I say soccer, soccer is sport. And cricket in Spanish, I guess, is cricket too. How do you say cricket in Spanish? Cricket, right? Cricket is cricket. It's like football, football, basketball, basketball, tennis, tennis.
Es que
So it's a
el
sport.
nombre de cricket no es que tenga un significado en inglés o en español, sino que cricket es como el sonido que hacen las pelotas de madera. Pues,
That's that's a name in English. And if the
que
name
eso
is in English, basketball.
no,
Basketball, you say basketball in Spanish. Football, you say football in Spanish. Cricket is a sport, cricket you say in Spanish. Volleyball in English, volleyball in Spanish. It's not the ball. It's not related to the ball. It's basically the sport. The sport is like that, so that's the way that you call it. Another one? No?
What is I don't know. The word is choir. I don't know
Choir.
what is the pronounce choir.
Choir
What's
is
this?
like sometimes in some churches you have a choir that is singing
Oh,
a group of students or a group of people singing, so they are
mhm.
in a choir.
Oh, thank you.
No more? Okay, number five. What fashions and trends do you remember from your teen years? The fashion I remember most was emo fashion because that was something I used to wear. So the emo fashion, if you remember those guys wearing black clothes and that they were always sad, so they were emos. So we wore slim fit jeans, black t-shirts, and like most of my friends, I had long hair. Now, questions about it?
What is slim fit?
Slim fit. Slim
Yes.
fit is when you are sometimes, well, not only if you are slim, but most of the time when you are in shape, you buy clothes that is attached to your body. Yes. So that cloth has like a, let's say, a material that makes that your clothes gets exactly to the shape of your body. So that is a slim fit. It means that it's going to fit exactly to your body.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. Another one?
War is the past of where.
Yes. The past of
Okay.
war. War. Okay, next one. Number 6. What was the most difficult thing about being a teenager? Being stuck between being a kid and being an adult. So trying to balance the two, I think most teens feel that way. I wanted to be treated like a true adult some of the time and like a kid at other times. It was frustrating when someone got the wrong age. Now questions about number 6?
What's the meaning of stuck?
Stuck means
Stuck.
that you cannot move. For example, if you go in
Como
the traffic if you go in the traffic jam and then you say, sorry teacher, I can't go to the class because I'm stuck in the traffic jam. It means that you cannot move. You can want you don't, maybe you want to go to the right but you can't. Yes. So you're not able to move, in other words. Or in an elevator, maybe you are going to the second floor, the third floor, and then there is no electricity. So you get stuck in the elevator for some minutes until the energy gets to the place where you were. Another
Thank
one?
you.
You're welcome. No more?
Trying to balance it.
Trying to balance. Try is, for example, if you are pronouncing one word and you're not pronouncing correctly, I ask you to repeat it. So you need to try again. So here, try to balance. Yes, the two. Trying to balance that you are a kid, and they say, no, you are not a kid anymore. And trying to balance that they are telling you that you are not adult. So you're like in the middle. You're stuck in the middle. What can I do over here? If I do some things, they say, no, you're not a kid. If I do things that are for adults, they say that I'm not an adult. So that's what the person is saying. No more? So this one over here. What it says, I wanted to be treated like a true adult some of the time and like a kid other times. It was frustrating when someone got the wrong age.
What is the pronunciation of treat?
Treated? Treated. I wanted to be treated like a true adult. No more? Okay, number 7. What's the happiest memory you have from your teen years? I played handball for my college team, and my happiest memory was when I was picked to play for England when I was 17. It was such a great feeling when I heard the national anthem and knew I was representing my country. Questions?
Adding a new
Repeat it, Leslie. Leslie, can you repeat it?
anthem and new.
Anthem. Anthem is one word. Anthem is like himno nacional. That is the anthem. And know is the past of know. I know in the past I knew or I knew. Another one? No more? Okay, next one, number 8. Who or what influenced you when you were a teenager? What did you learn? My parents influenced me a lot, although I only really appreciated when I was older. Some of my best friends influenced me too. They all taught me the value of hard work and of being yourself and enjoy that. Questions?
The meaning of luck.
Lack. For example, if I say, mm, if I have a party today in the afternoon, you're saying lack. I lack of cake. I lack of soda. I lack of, I don't know, music. So it means that those things are missing if you're saying lack. But I don't know where you have that word in the paragraph. Mary?
In the first sentence, I miss the lack of responsibility.
No, but you are in number 9 right now. We are in number 8.
Sorry.
Teacher, what is the meaning? I was older.
Older. Older is like if you say more old. More old, but you don't say more old. You need to say older.
Thanks.
You're welcome. Another one? No?
Tell me.
Taught me. Taught me. Taught is the past of teach. Teach in the past, taught. So they all taught me the value of hard work.
Thanks.
You're welcome. Now, number 9, and here we have what Mary was asking for. So, what do you miss about your teen years? I miss the lack of responsibility. Now I have to worry about so much stuff like work and money. So, I miss being a teenager because everything was a lot easier then. So, the word lack is that you don't have. For example, I told you that I had a party today, so I like of music. So I don't have music right now. I like of a cake. I don't have a cake. So I miss the lack of responsibility. It's like if you say falta de, lack of responsibility. Yes. Another one,
Teacher, the how what's the meaning teenager?
that is the word that we were saying at the beginning, Emerson. Teenager is adolescent. Adolescent, teenager. 13 years old, 14 years old, 15 years old, 16 years old, 17 years old is a teenager. If you have a little brother and your little brother is 13 years old, he's a teenager. You are an adult, your brother is a teenager. If you have another brother and your brother is 7 years old, that is a kid, a child. Yes?
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. Another one? No more? No. Okay, number 10.
Teacher,
What?
teacher,
Yes, Lorena?
what is the meaning easier than?
A?
A
Easier.
easier, easier than.
Easier is more easy, but you don't say more easy, you say easier. Yes? So you say everything was a lot more easy at that time, but you don't say more easy, you say easier.
Ah, okay, teacher. Thanks.
Okay, next one. What's one piece of advice that you would give to today's teenagers? And the person said, enjoy it, have lots of fun. It's a great time, so have a great time. Questions?
One piece of advice.
The thing is that you cannot say one advice. One advice is not possible because advice is not countable. So you say one piece of advice, two pieces of advice. You don't say one advice. I need one advice. Mm-mm. I need a piece of advice. Or my father gave me two advices. Two advices, dos consejos. Mm-mm. Two pieces of advice. Or some advice if you don't want to count. Yes? Another one? No. Okay, now let's see if you understood the reading. Are these sentences true or false? You are going to tell me. So I will mention a person, and this person has to choose another one to continue with the number two, number three, four, five, six, and so on. So you have to tell me if it is true or false. Let's start with Mario Castro, number one. Read it and tell me if it is true or false. And then we are going to check if you were right or not.
Joe was born in Manchester. Indeed, mm, true.
It's true. Okay. So choose another person to say number two. I'm not saying that Mario is correct. I'm not saying that. But he says that it's true. Then we are going to confirm if it is true or not. So choose another person for the number two, right?
Carla.
He liked to sneak out of school to go to the movie theater.
Theater.
Theater is false.
Okay. So Carla says that it's false. Choose another person, Carla, for the number three.
Petronila.
Okay, number 3. His worst subject in school was biology. Is false.
Okay. So Petronila says that it's false. Choose another person for the number four.
Natalia.
Okay.
He wore black t-shirts and had long hair when he was in school. It's false.
Okay. Natalia says that it's false. Choose next person.
Amanda.
Joe, Joe's best memory was playing soccer for England when he was 17. It's true.
It's true. True. Okay. Choose next person, Amanda.
Sylvia.
Joy enjoying having no responsibility as a teenager. True.
It's true. Okay, let's check the answers. First one, it's false, Mario, because he wasn't born in Manchester. He was born in a small town near Manchester, not in Manchester. Yes. Number two, you were saying that he liked to sneak out of school to go to the movie theater, and Carla said that was false. And it is true, it is false. Because he liked to try and sneak out of school during breaks to go to the sweet shop around the corner, not to the movie theater. Next one, number three, his worst subject in school was biology. It is false because his best subject was biology, not the worst. And his worst subject was algebra, he said. Number four, he wore black t-shirts and had long hair when he was in school. Natalia said false. And it is true. He said that he liked to wear like a Nemo. That was his style. So they usually wear black
But
t-shirts and
I
no.
didn't read t-shirt.
What do you read?
Just I remembered the thing that I asked you is slim fit, so
No,
that is true. Okay.
but they said it. The fashion I remember most was emo fashion because that was something I used to wear. We wore slim fit jeans, black t-shirts, and like most of my friends, I had long hair. Don't do that you are doing on the screen. I don't know who's doing it.
I forgot that.
I guess it is Ale. Okay, so it is true. He wore that kind of clothes, black t-shirts, emos. Now, next one, number five. Joy's best memory was playing soccer for England when he was 17, and that is false. He played handball, not soccer. Yes. Next one. Joy enjoyed having no responsibility as a teenager. Sylvia said that it was true, and the answer is true. Yes. Now, last part before our speaking activity. Here you have to listen to Colin talk about being a teenager in England many years ago. You have to complete the sentences by circling A, B, or C. For example, number one, it says Colin was a teenager when, in which years? In the 40s? 40s means 41, 42, 1941, 1942, 1943, 1940s. In the 50s or in the 60s? He quit, remember that is abandon. He quit school when he was 13, 14, or 15. His first job was in a factory, in a store, or on a farm. His main interest was music, buying clothes, or watching TV. His main regret is that he spent a lot of money. Regretting regret is something that you did, but you would like that situation were different. That is a regret. For example, you had the chance to go to a party, but you didn't go, and the party was amazing, and then you say, why didn't I go? So you regret that you didn't go. Or maybe the opposite. You went to the party and it was a disaster. Why did I come to this party? Maybe I could stay at home watching movies, so you regret something. So in this case, um, his main regret, or the most important regret that he has in his life, is that he spent a lot of money, that he didn't take classes, or that he didn't have fun. We'll listen to it, and then you will give me the answers about it.
Page 51. Lesson D. Teenage Years. 2. Listening. A long time ago. Listen to Colin talk about being a teenager in England many years ago. Complete the sentences by circling A, B, or C. 1.
Tell me about when you were a teenager.
Oh, that was a long time ago. I was born in 1948, so I was a teenager in the 60s. It was a good time to be a teenager, you know, with all the 60s music, rock and roll, the Beatles and everything.
2. What was school like when you were a teenager?
Well, I left school when I was 14. You can't do that now. You can't leave until you're 16. But the school I went to wasn't that good. I mean, we didn't learn much there. I was happy to leave and get a job.
3. So what was your first job?
Well, like most of the kids around here, I went to work on a farm. Some of my friends went to work in the city, in the TV factory there. And then when I was 18, I went to work in a big department store.
4. What did you enjoy doing when you weren't at work?
Well, the 60s was a great time for music. We went to dances every week and listened to the top groups and bought their records. We didn't have a TV until I was 18, but we had a record player, so my friends all came to my house and we listened to a lot of music.
5. When you look back now, was it a happy time?
Yes, it was a good time to be young. We had money in our pockets and we spent it. We had fun. But looking back, I can see that I didn't have a really good education and, well, I think if I regret anything, it's that I didn't take evening classes. I think I had too much fun.
Okay, now the answers. Maria Argueta, number 1.
A.
Can you read the complete sentence, including the answer?
Okay. Colin was a teenager in the 40s.
In the 40s.
In the 40s?
Let's see if it is true. What do you think, Priscilla? In the 40s?
I have a question about that because I heard in 1948 and I can remember what is that
A teenager in
década.
1948.
Yes, I can remember that.
A teenager in 1948? No. Okay, let's listen again. Listen again and take notes.
Page 51. Lesson D. Teenage Years. 2. Listening. A long time ago. Listen to Colin talk about being a teenager in England many years ago. Complete the sentences by circling A, B, or C. 1.
Tell me about when you were a teenager.
Oh, that was a long time ago. I was born in 1948, so I was a teenager in the 60s. It was a good time to be a teenager, you know, with all the 60s music, rock and roll, the Beatles and everything.
2. What was school like when you were a teenager?
Well, I left school when I was 14. You can't do that now. You can't leave until you're 16. But the school I went to wasn't that good. I mean, we didn't learn much there. I was happy to leave and get a job.
3. So what was your first job?
Well, like most of the kids around here, I went to work on a farm. Some of my friends went to work in the city, in the TV factory there. And then when I was 18, I went to work in a big department store.
4.
What did you enjoy doing when you weren't at work?
Well, the 60s was a great time for music. We went to dances every week and listened to the top groups and bought their records. We didn't have a TV until I was 18, but we had a record player, so my friends all came to my house and we listened to a lot of music.
5.
When you look back now, was it a happy time?
Yes, it was a good time to be young. We had money in our pockets and we spent it. We had fun. But looking back, I can see that I didn't have a really good education and, well, I think if I regret anything, it's that I didn't take evening classes. I think I had too much fun.
Okay, so I ask again. Maria Argueta, Connie was a teenager?
In the 60s,
In the 60s. And what happened in 1948? Priscilla?
he was born.
Ah,
Sorry.
he was born in 1948, exactly. So he was a teenager in the 60s. Yes? Good. Number 2, Natalia, he quit school when he was?
When he was 14.
When he was 13. Do you have the same answer, Sylvia?
I said 14.
Oh, 14. Sylvia, do you have the same answer?
Yeah.
Are you sure?
Letter B.
Letter B, 14. Okay. Eric, do you have the same answer?
I have 14 too.
Okay, and the answer is correct. It is 14. Good. Xiomara, number 3, can you read it?
His first job was on a farm.
Good. Harold, do you have the same answer?
Yes.
And the answer is correct. It is on a farm. Next one, Carla, number 4.
His main interest was music.
Good. Do you have the same answer, Ivania?
Yes.
Good. Next one, number 5. And that is the correct answer. It is music. Marlene, number 5. Can you read it, please?
His main regret is that I think, letter B, didn't take classes.
His main regret is that he didn't take classes. Okay, Alejandro, do you have the same answer?
Yes.
And Emerson, do you have the same?
I don't know, teacher. He says, they have a fun. Uh,
Okay. And the answer is letter B. He didn't take classes. That is what he regrets. He said that he had fun. Yes, he said, I didn't take classes. I didn't take evening classes, he said, because he had to work. So what he regretted that he couldn't take classes in the evening because he had fun, but he didn't study. So that was his regret. So in other words, he only studied in school. He didn't go to high school, he didn't go to university. So that's what he regrets. Yes? Good. Now, what are you going to do now? I need you take a picture of this because you're going to use it. So probably someone can take it and send it to the group because you will use them. Right now from number 1 to 5, and then on the right you have 7, 8, 9, because later I'm going to scroll it down and you take for the number 6 and number 10. So take a picture of it and send it to the group. Now this one over here, there you have the number 6 and number 10. Okay, so thank you, Natalia, for sending it. You are just missing the last one, that is number 6 and number 10 to start. Okay, what are you going to do? Thank you so much, Natalia. So you all can see that they are in the WhatsApp group. What you have to do is to ask your classmate these questions. And as you can see, the person is not giving short answer. The person is talking about his experience. So, where were you born? Did you spend your teens there? I was born in a small town near Manchester. Not only I was born in Zacatecoluca. Yes. So maybe one word more gives you more uh, or a better perception of the place. So I spent my teens there until I went to university when I was 18. So you are specifying to you are giving more information. So this is what you're going to do. You're going to ask these questions to your classmate, and your classmate has to answer. And you can also include more questions. So I'm going to give you 3 more questions that you would like to add to this interview. I will give you one, you add 3 more. So I can ask you, for example, were you a good student in school? Were you a good student in school? Or were you a good student when you were a teenager? Were you a good student when you were a teenager? Because that is the most difficult age. Yes, when you are a teenager, sometimes when they were kids, they got 10, 10, 10, 10. And now that they are teenagers, they get 7, 6, 4, and like that. So that is important to know. Were you a good student when you were a teenager? Were you a good student when you were a teenager? Maybe you want to ask something else about your classmate when he or she was a teenager. So you can ask. So I will give you some minutes for you to write 3 questions, 3 more questions that you would like to know or to ask to your classmates. So you can start writing those 3 questions right now.
Teacher, how do you say escapar?
How do you say?
Escapar.
It's a word that we have over here. In question number, let me see,
Sneak up.
number 2. Here you have, it says, I had a lot of fun with all my friends playing soccer. We used to try and there you have the word snake out. Snake out. So I think that if someone is snake out, they are going to tell you when you ask about what you remember about school. What do you remember about school? Most people remember that when they used to snake out of schools just to go to buy something, or for the soccer matches, for the champions, or for the World Cup. So people tend to do that. I guess someone has a microphone. I don't know who. Okay, 1 minute. 1 minute, 1 minute, 1 minute.
Only 3 questions.
Only 3 questions. Added to this ones. So in total, you will have 14 questions. Why? Because here you have 10 in the reading. I gave you one, and you wrote three. So you have 14 questions to ask your classmates. Yes? All right. So I know you have those 14 questions written. So we are going to start. Now let's see. Who are you going to work with? Someone left. Just let me see who left. Chad is there, Tom is there, Marlene is there, Hugo. Don't tell me Caesar. No, he's there. Huh. Uh, and Caesar is always like that. Emerson. Was it Emerson? Yes, it was Emerson. Emerson? Ah, you see, you have to open the camera. If you don't open the camera, I cannot see who is there. Marlene, the camera. Tommy, the camera. The camera has to be open all the class. Okay, so who are you going to work with? I'm going to tell you right now. And one of you is going to work in a group of three. Okay, in the first group, we will have Ale Castro and Gabriela. In the number two, Alejandra and Ivania. In the number three, Amanda and Michelle. In the number four, Caleb and Natalia. In the number five, Elena and Marlene. In the number six, sorry, we'll have Hugo and Mario Mejia. Seven, Carla and Xiomara. Number eight, Eric and Emerson. In the number nine, Harrison, Harold, and Maria Argueta. In the number 10, let me see. Cesar and Mario Castro in the number 10. Number 11, Petronila and Priscilla. And in the last one, Tommy and Sylvia. So you're going to ask your classmates all those questions that you created, try to give information, not only a short answer. So enter right now.
Teacher, I have a problem. Ha quedado como paralizada mi pantalla. No sé si me escucha.
Sí, le escucho. Salga y vuelve a entrar. Marlene, leave and enter again.
Okay, let's start. Where were you born? Did you spend your teens there?
Well, I was born in San Salvador. Then I moved to Santa Tecla in Merliot. So I didn't spend time in San Salvador.
Okay. Um, what's what's one things you remember about school?
Well, I remember, had a lot of fun with my friends and also played volleyball, sports, and stuff like this, like that.
Good. What were your best subject in school and your worst?
Well, my best subject in school was art, and the worst subject was mathematics because I wasn't so good at all.
Really? You
Yes, and also physics.
okay. um, how did you spend your free time?
Well, my free time after classes, I used to play volleyball with my friends, or also soccer. In
In my case, at high school, I was only girl because I study at INTI. Uh, in this high school, uh, the students are only boys. But in my grade, I was only girl. It was amazing, but I didn't have friends, girlfriend.
All my life I study with only girls because the school is only girls. And I don't like, I prefer study with boys.
I do too. I prefer boys. Because with the boys I can play soccer, but the girls I don't like.
Punish, creo que sí se dice regañar. Punish me, and he said, you all the year was very slow, and me, nah, I was slow only this day. But she punished me in front of all my classmates. Was an embarrassing situation for me.
Okay.
Number 4. Who did you spend your free time?
Number 3, no.
Oh, sorry.
Question number 3 or 4?
Yes, question number. No,
Okay.
number 3. What were your best subjects in school
Yes.
and your words?
What is best subjects?
To I don't know. I like to read books, read books, and things like that.
I liked to read. After two, the verb is in the base form.
Okay, okay, teacher.
I
I
like
like to read books.
to read books because you have
Okay,
to read. Leer, no leer.
okay, sorry.
I like to read.
Okay, and
Good.
the last question. Were you a big liar when you were a teenager?
Good question.
Not really. I always say that true. Really,
I don't believe you.
really. I hardly ever say lies.
No lies.
Yes.
I hardly ever
Just
told lies.
wild lies.
Really. Okay, Natalia. Where were you born?
I was born in Cocotepeque.
Okay. Did you spend your things there?
That's what I told you. Try to give more information. Like I was
Okay,
born in the big specific
again,
in
we
a
can.
neighborhood that is near the hospital or near the Red Cross that is over there. So
Okay,
a little bit more.
ask me again.
In mine, the other ones are in the question number 8, and you have already finished with Caleb. And the other ones are in the number 8 in the first person.
I'll give you a big answer.
Okay, good.
Okay. Natalia, where were you born?
Well, I was born in Cojutepeque because my parents went to the beach the day I was born because my parents lived lived in San Salvador, but my mom loves the beach. That's why she goes to the beach every weekend. And for the day that I was born, she did the same things like always in her life. But when they went in the car, my mom felt, how do you say, dolores?
Pain.
Felt the pain, and they had to go to the hospital, and the Cojutepeque's hospital was near to the place
seventh grade of 2 years high school.
And currently, do you talk with she? With her? Excuse me.
Can you repeat?
Do you talk with her currently?
I don't listening very well.
Yes, I think you have problem with your internet. Marlene has problem with it with her computer.
Yes, because I had to go to main station and bring her, but I don't know. I guess it is.
Yes, I was alone and I talk with me.
But I also sent who was Harrison. Did he work with you?
No, I talk with he, but he
With
left.
him. With him, but he left.
Okay,
Okay.
with him, but he left.
Marlene, are you there? Marlene.
Yes, sorry, I can't.
But she's there. So you can speak, Marlene. Maybe have the camera closed, but keep talking.
Okay, okay.
Marlene, okay. The next question is, what were your best subject in the school and your worst subject?
My best subject was I think mm, science or is uh, especially physical physical maybe.
Really? Wow.
Yes.
Very good.
Mhm.
Remember.
Sounds like that. Okay. What's the happiest memory you had from your teens years?
What a memory.
Yes, the
Well,
happiest.
happiness. The snake out of the school.
Mhm.
No. Well, let me see.
Yes, that sounds cool.
I don't like teenagers, teen age. It's very difficult for
Mhm.
me because I don't know.
how do you say, because, well, maybe he's playing the soccer with my friend when when I when I was playing the soccer with my friends. I like playing soccer, and um almost I don't play in soccer. I I can play in soccer,
Mm-hmm.
but
I have I have communication with theirs, but just always said we are going to meet in a small, or we are going to take a coffee, but we never do it.
The people always say that.
Yes.
Okay, that's it, right?
Yes.
Okay, so it's my
Now,
turn.
yeah. Okay, number one. Where were you born? Did you spend your things there?
Well, I was born in San Salvador, but I grew up in Santa Tecla. Uh, actually, I always lived in Santa Tecla.
Okay. Number
And you, where did you graduate?
Uh, well, I graduated from Educame, or the program Educame, because I had a little bit problem with my studies, and I have to move to my grandparents' house because my mom and I had a problem with the rest of my family. And believe me, it was a really complicated situation for us.
Oh,
But now,
I'm sorry.
but now I'm really proud of that because now I study at the university, and also I can speak a little bit English.
Okay, but you feel okay in this moment?
I really feel nice now.
uh, Science, like
Biology.
physic, or I don't know how to say chemica, and
Chemistry.
those chemistry. Those were my worst
Words.
subjects.
Or why?
Yes.
Okay.
I was good for chemistry and physics.
Chemistry.
I
Okay.
Chemistry.
chemistry.
Okay.
Okay, the next question. How do you spend your free time?
Well, I say that I was a good student. Oh, it's time.
Okay, guys, time's up. I know that some of you were still asking your classmates, so some of your stories were interesting, some of your stories were sad because it was related to problems and things like that. But at least there was a benefit. I heard someone saying, believe me, it was really difficult, but I'm proud of that because now I do this, this, and this. So it was a bad situation, but at the end you got in a better situation. So there is always a benefit from something bad that happens to you. Yes, or at least for most of the bad things that happen to you. Yes. Now we'll take the picture. Ivania, open the camera, please. Thank you. Okay, one, two, go. Thank you. So just to finish, this weekend There is no video that you have to send. Yes, there is no video that you have to send. And the reason is because you will have a presentation on Monday, but you will have it here in class. Yes, you will have it here in class. What would be that presentation about? The presentation will be about your biography that you already have it, and also about the biography of one of your parents, either your father, your mother, or if you don't want to talk about your parents, it could be one of your siblings, maybe your brother, maybe your sister. If you don't want to talk about your family members, maybe about one of your best friends, or maybe about someone that you admire. Yes? And you tell us that biography. Bring pictures, pictures on your cell phone, pictures on your computer, because you will work in person, you will tell your classmate that biography. Now, what happened with the diary? You will keep the diary every single day. Every single day. So that means that today you need to write what you did all the day long. Tomorrow you have to write the same thing and like that. So no homework for the weekend to send videos, but the presentation will be on Monday. What will be the only thing that I will ask you? And this is going to be mandatory. You need to study the pronunciation of the ed for regular verbs in the past. Yes, you really need to, because I heard some of you saying work it, and remember that the level that you have, it's not to say work it. Yes, so I really need that you work on that. So that's the only thing. And obviously, unit number 5 needs to be completed online, and the quiz about unit number 5 will be also on Monday. So you need to study, and that's why you're not going to have like a video to record, but you will have the activity on Monday. Yes? So thank you for being there. I see you on Monday. Have a nice weekend. Bye, guys.
Bye,
Bye,
teacher.
teacher.
Bye, teacher.
Bye.